Well, Tuesday's spring election, primary election, will include one race that will appear on every ballot in the state.
It's for a seat on the state Supreme Court. Now tonight, as you decide 2011, Fox 11's Tom Milburn takes a look at the candidates.
2 of the last 3 campaigns for the Wisconsin Supreme Court have been nasty affairs, filled with outside interest groups running negative commercials, with a similar campaign expected this time. The race begins with incumbent Justice David Prosser, who faces 3 challengers. Prosser from Appleton was appointed to the bench in 1998 and elected to a 10-year term in 2001. Before that, he served nearly 20 years as a Republican in the state assembly, including a time as Speaker, until he was defeated in 1996. Prosser says his experience qualifies him for re-election.
I'm very proud of my record on the court. It really was an awesome responsibility to become a justice of the Supreme Court without having a lot of experience as a judge.
Prosser's 3 challengers, however, say that record is why he should be replaced. Marla Stevens directs the appeals division of the State Public Defender's Office.
I am concerned that the partisanship, the ethics complaints, the influence of special interest groups on the campaigns themselves are causing the public to have some concern or to lose faith in the court's integrity and impartiality.
Joanne Kloppenberg is a state prosecutor focusing on suing polluters.
Justice Prosser has not helped the court move forward in a direction of independence and impartiality.
And Joel Winnig has had his own private practice for 3 decades. He pledges to restore the independence of the court, but describes the operation of the current court as disgraceful.
If people want to vote for what Justice Prosser has done and the kind of Supreme Court we have now, that's their choice. If they want change and new leadership, the Winnig difference is the choice that I'm offering.
The 3 challengers claim they have no specific judicial philosophy, say they'll bring an open mind to each case, but they've said very little about what distinguishes the 3 of them from each other. Prosser, on the other hand, says he has no trouble identifying himself as a judicial conservative. He says that's different from being a political conservative.
Being a judicial conservative is someone who does not want the court to be activist.
That conservatism and Prosser's ties to Republicans is why Prosser has 3 opponents.
It tells me that he is a very partisan person.
But Prosser criticizes his challengers for not being more honest with voters.
My opponents are all really quite ideological in their nature, and they really are not interested in impartiality so much as they are interested in particular results.
Prosser's opponents say he lacks ethics, integrity, and judgment, citing Prosser's testimony at the trial of Prosser's successor as Assembly Speaker, Scott Jensen. Although the verdict was overturned, Jensen was convicted of misconduct in office for using taxpayer money to run Republican campaigns. Jensen's defense was that both parties had been doing the same thing for years, and Prosser was prepared to testify he did the same things, like have his assembly staff work on official party platforms.
Basically, the interpretation of the law is that I committed a felony when I did that. I think that's absurd. I think that's absolutely absurd.
Justice Prosser's admission that he did the same things and essentially saying that he didn't think there was anything wrong with it is something that speaks to his character, his integrity, and I think it's fair game in this race.
Tuesday's primary will reduce the field from 4 to 2 for the general election April 5th. Tom Milburn, Fox 11 News.